Welcome back, guys. Today I want to talk about my Ruger P345. This is a Ruger's 45 caliber pistol, single stack, semi-automatic. This gun came out a few years before the SR9 did, and in my opinion, it was really the prototype to the SR9 and the SR40 that is out now. They just came out with an SR45, which is almost identical to this gun, except the SR45 has a double stack magazine. It's striker fire, and it might have a little bit different safety slash decocker lever on it. So I want to talk about this gun. I bought it about 6-7 years ago. And this is a great hiking gun. I love hiking and camping with this gun. You have a stainless steel slide, so it's not going to rust. You have a polymer frame, so it doesn't weigh too much. It takes a single stack, so it's relatively thin all the way through this pistol, which makes it easy to pack into a backpack or into your, a holster of some kind. I mean, it's a great, nice, light framed gun, and it's. When I say light frame gun, obviously it's got a metal top slide and stuff, but I would say it's thinner than a Glock, and I've been very pleased with this. This is a great outdoors gun. If you're an active individual who is out in the wilderness a lot and is concerned about maybe wild animals or even people for that matter, it's a good gun to have. It has a front rail on it, so you can put a light or a laser or whatever you want on. I'm a big advocate of lights. Lasers don't really do anything for me, and some people like them. More power to you. But at least have the option to put a light on your pistol in case down the road you want it. You never know. So if you have the option to buy a pistol with a Picatinny rail, I would do it, or a 1913 rail, some people call them. I mean, this is technically a 1913 rail, not a Picatinny. Picatinnys are on the ARs. So yeah, I want to kind of show you this gun real quick. So let's safety check this. It was loaded. So magazine's out. We're now clear. The visual. And use the decocker. It's now completely disarmed. So couple things about this gun. It doesn't technically have a safety. You have a decocker, which means that when the gun is cocked, you can't put it into a safe condition with the flip of a lever without decocking the gun. You pull there, it's now decocked, but the gun's not cocked anymore. There's no safety like a 1911 where it's hot and ready to go. But one of the cool things about this gun is that it's double action. See how when I pull the trigger, the hammer goes back, because you can fire the gun just like a revolver, which is cool. If you don't have a round in there, or you're in a panic and you accidentally pull the trigger and it doesn't go off for whatever reason, you can do it again. You have a second shot at it, which is cool. You can also rack it, and then it turns into like a 1911 style trigger. You have some take up in the trigger, you see that? Some take up in the trigger, and then it's got a nice firm set, and then click. Nice and smooth. That final little bit breaks really nicely. You can cock the gun if you want, or you can use it as like a revolver style, and you have a lot of options, which is nice. Let me go pull this light off. And I'll do a quick little takedown for you guys. So this light's gonna come off, just like that, nice and easy. And this gun is similar to a lot of other guns. You got this slide here. You gotta line that notch up with the slide stop. Comes right out. And one thing you have to do for this particular gun is there's a lever in there that you gotta push down before the slide will come off the top. Slide's now off. You can pull the spring out, and the barrel comes out as well. Pretty simple. That's another thing I like about this gun. It's very simple to assemble and disassemble. Everything you see here is stainless steel or polymer. I mean, it's just a nice low maintenance gun that, you know, I've shot about 4,000 or 5,000 rounds to this gun. It was one of my first handguns in the .45 caliber. I loved it. It has had 2 malfunctions in 5,000 rounds, and both of those malfunctions were with steel cased ammo that were underpowered. They were failure to ejects, and I strongly believe that was ammo related. And the steel cased ammo was very cheap ammo. It's been around a long time. I don't remember the brand, but you know, this gun is one of the most reliable guns I've ever had. That's saying something. I've had a fair number of guns. One downside is this gun is built pretty loose, and it's not the most accurate gun in the world. A good shooter should be able to hit something at 25 yards without too much work. But anything beyond 25 yards, it's really pushing it for this gun. You know, a lot of other guns, like revolvers or high quality 1911s, should be able to hit something at 50 yards or more with a little work. But this gun is probably not reasonably within its capability. But like I said, for a hiking gun or a gun that you keep with you in your vehicle, is more than capable for any confrontation you might see. This is not going to be a competition level gun. This is going to be a good carry gun when you're expecting more than just, you know, your wankster to come along. You know, this gun will take down some pretty good sized animals if you need to. Might be pushing it to take a bear down, but I suppose with a few shots you might be able to take a small bear down. But you know, this is a good option to have for close range encounters within 25 yards. So I just want to share that. I'm going to go put this together for you real quick. Another thing I'd like to note is I store this gun for long periods of time without shooting it sometimes. And the lubrication on it tends to dry up. Just, you know, my lubrication I use dries up over time. And yeah, let me get the spring in here. Okay, there's the spring in there. But as I was saying, the lubrication tends to dry up a little bit if you don't lube it frequently. And this gun, I've shot it completely dry before. I wiped all the lube off and shot it, and it functioned just fine. I don't know if it's because of the steel or the polymer, but you know, this gun will function with zero lubrication, which is kind of nice. So if it gets dunked in water a few times on a hike or a river rafting trip, you don't have to worry about it not functioning. One thing to note is the rails on this gun are made of polymer. See how thick they are? They are not steel rails. And I know that was a criticism for this gun when it first came out. The rails are built straight into the frame, and they are polymer, unlike the Glocks and some other pistols. And some people criticize this gun, saying that they wear out prematurely and that they would break. You know, I don't want to say I abuse my guns, but I do use them a lot. And like I said, I shot this gun without lubrication. I've shot this gun over 4,000 or 5,000 rounds, and these things look the same as day one when I got them. There's no noticeable wearing on them that would inhibit the function of the firearm. So don't let that be a detractor for you on this particular firearm. I really don't think I don't think it's an issue. I think people who are saying that don't really know what they're talking about. They don't shoot firearms that much. You know, that's the thing you gotta be careful at with people online. A lot of people who are talking don't shoot firearms that much. They don't have any first-hand experience, and they say these things that, you know, about the quality of the firearm. You know, like MIM parts not being, you know, up to par and whatnot. And you know, I've never had a MIM part break on me. This right here is a MIM part. I can just tell by looking at it. You know what? I've never had a MIM part break on me. You know, if it breaks, just replace it. It's you know, there's a lot of hype around quality with firearms, and really, they got these things figured out pretty good. You need to shoot them. The biggest downfall most people have is they don't shoot their firearm enough, and they don't know how to use it correctly. The firearms are oftentimes better than the shooters shooting them, and that's an honest fact. So that's the Ruger P345. It has a Picatinny or 1913 rail to take my Surefire X300 Lite, which I have a separate review for. And I think it's a great option. Nice and lightweight, and is one of the most reliable guns out there on the market. So if you're an outdoorsman, you like going out and doing stuff, you could dunk this thing underwater, and I guarantee you, I stake my life on this gun. This is, you know, my bedside gun. So, you know, this is a great option, guys.